Hey everybody, this is Renae Lipsmeyer from The Space Between, and you're listening to The Space Between podcast, the show that lets you listen to how the fans feel about the music, the art behind 31 years of the Dave Matthews Band. Stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of The Space Between. I am Renae Lipsmeyer, and this is my friend Mary, and we are coming to you this week from Rodgers, Arkansas, which hopefully most of you have at least heard of Rodgers, Arkansas. Why is that? Well, Dave is playing here on his third stop. So we love Rodgers, Arkansas. It's home, and we're going to talk a little more about Rodgers here in just a little bit. But the point of this podcast is to grow the excitement for the tour that's almost here. I showed up at Mary's house today, and we're going through our planning, and I was like, I've got plenty of time. I've got 2 weeks to get my things done. And she said,
oh no, a week from tomorrow, we are on the road. So get ready.
We have a week from tomorrow to be on the road heading to Houston. We want to get there a little early so we can get situated. And then, of course, we want to be part of every single party that happens and meet every single family member that we can possibly meet in Houston and Dallas, and then here in Rodgers. So I know not everyone is on social media, so we really kind of wanted to highlight the night zeros and the parties that are going to happen, at least for the first three shows. And then as we go through the tour, we'll update you on more of where the night zeros and the day of parties are, because the beauty behind all that, I think, is that you get to meet some like-minded people that are also traveling or live locally that also love the same band. And so I think it's always good to meet people that have common interests. That's how Mary and I met, was through the Dave Matthews Band, and we basically live in the same city. We had no clue, and probably would have never met.
I don't think our paths would have crossed otherwise.
Yeah.
And it was trivia. It was your trivia. I said, well, I'm going to give it a try.
So you never know. You never know where you're going to meet people, whether it's online or person. But it's always good to have DMB friends. And so we encourage you to come to these things. If you're traveling, there's just no reason. A lot of people probably are fearful to go into these events because you may not know anyone. But if we can just say, we've been there, I've been that nervous Nelly. I promise you that even this year, even though I know a few people, I'm still going to be nervous because I'm not a public speaker. I'm not a speaker that speaks to people I don't know. I mean, having a podcast is very different because there's no one in front of me right now. It's a screen.
Right.
So I only have Mary. Mary, no, she makes fun of me the whole time. She's like, I'm sorry. So if you're socially apprehensive about coming to these events where you may not know anyone, please know that it is a very welcoming space and that you will meet some people that you like. Not everyone, because not everyone is for everyone, but you're bound to meet at least a person that you might end up being lifelong friends and might be neighbors.
Right.
You never know. So let's talk about stop number 1. We're going to
the Woodlands.
We're going to the Woodlands, which is just north of Houston, Texas. Just a short drive up from Houston. Thursday, May 18th is the first event, and so that's what we call the Night Zero party, and Night Zero is always the night before an event, so it's not the night of the concert, it's the night before. Typically, people like to get into towns or into cities the day before, just so you can make sure that you're not going to miss the show. Kind of like if you were going on a cruise, you're never going to fly in the day that the cruise leaves. You're going to come in the night before. But it's also a great way to get to meet people. So Night Zero, the meetup is going to be at Sawyer Park Ice House. Sawyer Park Ice House. And that is in the Woodlands. It is at 6:30. And so there are a lot of people that will be there that night, just getting into town, people that are flying in that night for that party. It's always a good time. That's where we went last year for the Woodlands. Yep. It's a really cool venue. It's got a big yard in the back that has fake grass, picnic tables, lots of gaming. I can't really remember what kind of games, but outdoorsy, like cornhole, that type stuff. But then there's also a huge bar and restaurant part that's there. So it's really nice. You can stay inside if that's more of your preference, or outside if that's, of course, it just depends on the weather. We never know what we're going to get in South Texas. So it could be 100 degrees or it could be 80. We don't know, but there's something there for everyone. And so that starts at 6:30. And all of these parties are kind of a come and go as you want kind of thing. So you don't feel like you have to be there at 6:30 and don't feel like you have to leave at a certain time or that it's just a 2-hour party, because people are coming in and out of town all at different times. And so if you can, just stop in, say hi, spend as much time as you can. Even if you don't get in till late, people will be there until the doors close, because once you're in the Woodlands, you're there to do exactly what they're doing. There's nothing else going on. And so that's happening Thursday night. Now Friday is day 1 of the tour. And so what an exciting day. I can't wait. I have I'm so ready. So night 1, there is a pre-show party. If you've never been to the Woodlands, it is a really cool, I don't know how to explain it. It's very trendy. It's very new. Lots of shops, lots of hotels, lots of parking. It's kind of like a mall area, but it's not a mall. It's just really nice. And so everything is just on top of each other. Matter of fact, the venue has a direct sidewalk that goes to the Marriott that sits there, that kind of connects to the Woodlands venue. So there's lots of bars and shopping and things to do there. Yes. And so the night 1 party is going to be happening at Mahoney's. I hope I'm saying that right, or Mahoney's. It's Mahoneys, so like honey, but Mahoney's, something like that. Texas bar and restaurant. It's very close to the venue, so it's one of those venues that you can stay at until you absolutely want to leave, whether you want to leave early to get in line for pit or whatever your choice is.
Poster.
Yeah, get in line for your poster.
And you pretty much park and you're there for the whole day.
Yeah.
You park, you go to the meetup, and then walk right over.
Everything's within walking distance. So it's really good. You can just keep your car at the hotel, or if you're driving in, park, and you're good for that whole night until the concert is over. So we did get a chance to do this last year. It was at a different bar, but it was so much fun.
It was.
To walk into a bar, and everyone was there for the same reason. Everyone was just so excited because we were all fixing to leave and go do the very thing that we've been waiting all year to do. And so the energy in the room is contagious. So if you get in early enough, definitely meet us at Mahoney's or Mahone's Texas Bar and Restaurant. And if you want to know more information about these parties, if you're on Facebook, you can go to any of the Texas groups, and their information is there if you want to see addresses and who's going to be there. But if you're not on social media, you can still come to these things. It's not a party where if you're not invited, you can't come. Anyone can come to these parties. They're public spaces. You don't have to have an invitation, so we invite you to come to those. So let's talk about the venue in the Woodlands.
Hello, everybody. This is Dave Rich from the Eddie Casino Band out in Las Vegas. We're really excited to get this journey going, celebrating our music, our original music, on all platforms. We just released our first single over Labor Day weekend called Eddie Casino. If you're looking for new music, look out for our next single coming out to Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, Apple Music. These guys in the band are really excited to get started playing music for you all. If you like Tom Petty, Zach Brown, Jason Mraz, Dave Matthews Band, Rob Thomas, Jimmy Buffett, Pink Floyd, Stapleton, Bare Naked Ladies, Goose, Billy Strings, Sting and the Police, a ton of influences that we bring to the table. Hope you enjoy our music and look forward to seeing you soon live on stage.
The Woodlands. I've only been once.
Me too.
It was a little bit of a blur, and I was in the pavilion.
Me too.
So
me too.
I
wasn't.
I was seated in the pavilion, not in the pits.
I had tickets for pavilion, and I was completely fine with that. That's what Warehouse gave me. But on our drive from Austin to Woodlands, we just both were so excited, from getting shotgun the first night, that we were just like, we have to have pit again. And, it was one of those bad decisions, but also great decisions financially. It was a horrible decision because buying a pit ticket the day of is never a good financial decision. No. But we were like, we want to be there. So Woodlands is a small venue. I don't know what their audience caps at, but it's a very small venue. So it's lovely. It's just so close to everything. It's really one of my favorite stops. But be prepared to be hot. South Texas is known for being warm, and I think that's why the band starts there in May, is because it would be a horrible idea to have a concert in July or August in South Texas. Nobody would make it.
Yes.
So it's a great venue. And we hope to see a lot of you there. So we will be together, Mary and I. Yes. So exciting. And then for those of you that are driving to Dallas for stop 2, we will also be there.
Yes, we will.
We love Dallas. We've been there a couple times because Dallas is not that far from us. It's about 5 hours south of where we live. So it's a great venue for us just to go down, and it's not too far of a drive. So let's see, Dallas is Saturday, May 20th. Their parties and everything are also on the Texas groups. So if you're interested in reading more about these parties, definitely get on Facebook or even on Instagram. So Dallas is a little different than what Woodlands is, or even what Rodgers will be. Dallas is a heavy tailgating venue. So most people ask, or a lot of people ask, what's the night zero or what's the day of party for Dallas? There really just isn't time between the Woodlands and Dallas to plan more parties. Even though not everyone is driving in from Houston, there are a lot of people that are. Of course, the band is too. And so Dallas is a heavy tailgating place. Typically somewhere between 2 and 3, we tried to look it up, is when they let you into the lot. The lots are huge. It's
hot.
Really big. It's
hot.
really hot. There's not a lot of shade, but tailgating is one of the things that is fun in Dallas. People bring their canopies to have some sort of shade, because it is, again, it can be really, really intense. But we typically stay in tailgating either until the last minute, until the show's about to start, or of course for those people that want to try to get ahead and get a poster or get in early, you can leave whenever you want because you're in the parking lot. So you basically just have to lock your stuff up and go. Parking does cost money in Dallas. I want to say, and I mean, it does everywhere. Woodlands is a little different because basically you're just parking in the city. So you're going to park at a hotel or something. And so they all have their individual fees. But in Dallas, you're going to be paying the venue directly for parking. And so I want to say it was fairly expensive, but I know there are different levels and how close you park to the venue versus how far away. I want to say last year we paid $40 to get in, but it wasn't close, but it wasn't far. So I think it was one of those middle tiers. But we were looking for a tree to park next to, and we found that. So that was our goal. But great. It's a great tailgating event. Lots of people just walk around to see everyone and all the different people that are out there. Because again, it's a lot of tailgating.
Outside of tailgating, though, there is nothing. There's no fast food restaurants. There's no bathrooms that I remember. I don't remember a portalette even. So once you're there, you're there. So bring your drinks, bring your snacks, bring all your needs.
Yeah, bring a cooler.
Some shade if you can.
Absolutely. Bring those umbrellas or hats or sunscreen for sure, unless you want to have a souvenir from Texas and it's a sunburn, because you will get one if you don't put sunscreen on. Okay, so then, of course, Dallas happens that same day. Then the band is going to be heading to Rodgers, Arkansas, and that is where we currently are. So Rodgers, Arkansas is 5 hours north of Dallas. So it's almost a straight shot. You kind of go through Oklahoma and bam, Rodgers, Arkansas is right there in the Ozark Mountains. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. And so we are actually, I know, I love living here. So we're doing a tailgate caravan of our own going from Dallas to Rodgers. So there is more information about this on Facebook under our group, which is the Space Between podcast, and that's a group on Facebook. Our tailgate, we're actually going to meet at the Sheraton Dallas Hotel on Sunday. We're going to all meet around 9:45 in the parking lot. There will be fire dancers all over the cars, so you won't have any problem finding us. If you do, you can message any of us and we'll help you. But our goal is to leave at 10 a.m. from Dallas, and I'm going to build in 5.5 hours. That way we have time to stop at least, 1 to 2 places on the way up. But it's a beautiful drive from Dallas to Rodgers. You are really just driving into the Ozark Mountains, and it's beautiful here.
It is.
We believe that Dave comes here for a reason, and we know that he has some Arkansas ties in his family of the band, and so Rodgers is on their list for it must come here, and we are so excited about that. So if you're interested in the tailgate caravan that's moving from Dallas to Rodgers, again, look on Facebook. Anyone is welcome. We are so excited to be hosting that and driving our way up through the mountains. Now, last but not least, stop 3 is Rodgers, Arkansas. Monday, May 22nd, we are going to have a night zero party here in Rodgers because we have the time to do it. So Dallas is Saturday. The next concert is not until Tuesday. So we have Sunday to drive up, Monday to party, Tuesday to see the band again. So after the caravan, and when we get to Rodgers, the next day we have all Monday long. We are going to do a night zero party, and I'm going to show you, for those of you that are watching this on YouTube, I'm going to show you what the venue looks like. Mary and her husband Bob have been gracious enough to host this party. I'm so excited. We have lots of really awesome plans for this night zero party, and so we hope that everyone feels welcome to come here. I'm going to have Mary show us a little bit about the back. I'm going to show you the backyard. It's lovely. It's just like it's a little paradise here in Rodgers, Arkansas. So I'm going to turn the camera, and I hope this goes smoothly. If you're listening to this on a podcast, I recommend you watch the YouTube channel just so you can kind of see what's going on. But I'm okay. So there's Mary. Okay.
So this is our yard here. We have a pool that may not be super warm by that date, but we will do our best to warm it. We would love for you to swim. We have towels and floaties and goggles and sunscreen, so you really don't need to bring anything at all. We will probably set up some canopies.
We've got a big backyard for.
We'll set up some cornhole.
The wind is blowing all my paperwork. Now I have to just go on my beauty and brains, which is scary.
So if you circle back here again, back by the fence, just out our fence, I would say if you walked from here and went directly out our back fence, we are probably about 1.5 miles from the Walmart Amp. So the venue is right over there.
Right back there is where Dave is playing.
Yes, that way. There are times that we can sometimes hear concerts from our back porch, if they're good enough, you know.
Yeah.
So we are super close to the venue.
So we will have music playing. We're going to have food. They've been gracious
Yes.
enough to say they're going to provide a keg.
Yes.
So and we're gonna cook some pork. Is that right?
I think we're gonna do some pulled pork.
Can't come to Arkansas without having barbecue. So we're gonna have that for you guys.
Yep.
The pool will be open. Of course, we'll have beer. Feel free to bring whatever drinks, or if there are particular foods that you like to eat, feel free to bring those as well. Bring a swimsuit and a change of clothes. We're all gonna get out into the pool unless it's raining. If it's raining, we'll get back to you with, we'll regroup and get back to you. But we're so excited about Night Zero here in Arkansas. Mary, thank you for showing me your house. And I'm sure that was like super professional video there of me trying to show you and then dropping the papers
a little
and
bit of spinning
losing
and
my mind. But hey, I'm not a professional anything. So I'm a nurse, and that gives you no camera credit. So that is our plans for the first 3. We are going to more, but we will just do 3 at a time because that's a lot of information. It's a lot of party planning, and it's so exciting as an adult to look at my calendar and not see like dentist appointment and go pick up this and that and work here, blah, blah, blah. No, my plans are really going to start looking at party this night, party this night, party this night. It's so exciting, and it makes me feel young. It makes me feel vibrant and happy, and I'm so excited. This is the time of year that we're all looking forward to, that we dream about all year long. Even when we're doing it, we can't wait until the next show.
Right.
And so my goal this year is to really savor every single show, because each of them are going to be very different, not only because the band is different, but because the venues are different, the people are different, the vibe is different sometimes at a concert. And so I just want to appreciate it. You never know when the last time is going to be the last time.
I know.
Right?
Right.
So I just approach each one like, this may be my last, and I'm going to enjoy every second
Every
of
second.
it. And so we are
Yes.
just so excited and so grateful to be going to these first 3.
Yes.
If you have any questions about any of these events, again, be sure to get on Facebook or Instagram. There are Texas groups that are out. There is an Arkansas group that's on Facebook as well. It's just called the DMB Arkansas family, I believe. And then our group is called The Space Between Podcast, and that's a group on Facebook as well. And so I'll have all of those events up there as well. Hey guys, thanks for staying tuned to our charity highlight. So this is something that our podcast has just recently started doing. Last week we highlighted a great charity called NAMI, which is for mental health. And so if you haven't listened to last week's episode where we started the charity highlights, please listen to like the last 10 minutes of my podcast, if nothing else, because we are trying to make sure that this podcast really does do something greater than the Dave Matthews Band and music and talking about music. We really want to do something better for the world. And so this week we are talking about the 3 first stops, with number 3 being Where Our Heart Is, because it's where we live. And so we wanted to highlight a charity that's here, that's local to Rodgers, Arkansas. And the reason why we continue to do that is because we not only do we want to do that, but we know this is something that the band does, and so we really want to continue by their example and to give back where we can. And so again, this is Mary, and so she has been part of a local charity here in Rodgers, and so I'm going to have her tell a little bit about the group and then how she got connected there and how it feeds her soul.
Yes. Thank you, Renae.
You're welcome.
Yes, so I have been working with the Samaritan Community Center locally here in the Northwest Arkansas area. They provide food and meals 3 days a week. They serve a hot meal to those in the community in need. There is also some shopping. People can come into the pantry and pick up some groceries, even things as diapers and such for those in need in the community. There is a dental clinic there for some free dental care. It's an amazing place. I found this place because of Dave Matthews. I want to say it was I think it was during COVID when I saw him in relation to the World, the World Central Kitchen, and doing work to help feed people. And it got me thinking that I was at a point in my life where I was ready to really get back out there and start giving back to the community. And I felt, and he ignited that flame again to kind of, it's time to do something, especially when the world was in such need. So I Googled, and I couldn't find World Central Kitchen here locally, but I stumbled upon the Samaritan Center, and it was just what I was looking for. It was people who would cook and serve to people, and give items that are needed to help people make it through the week. But it also provides some community. Community support. It's a place for people to come in and share a meal and really sit down and talk and get support from others in the same situation that they are, or from people who can help them and just support them in trying to figure things out. So that's how, because of Dave Matthews, I have been volunteering there, help serving meals. Every Wednesday there's a hot meal. Help with the preparation, help with the plating, cleaning up. Renae has now started to join me, and it's just a wonderful thing. And to see the gratitude from people, not only that they're getting a meal, but that you're taking the time to help them. Honestly, that they're being seen. I think that's just the best thing that it's just been awesome. So I'd like to thank Dave for that,
Absolutely.
to encourage me to give a little more. So there is no obligation, of course, to donate, but if anybody is willing to donate or wanting to support in any way, we'll have a little Venmo click here or not. It's just, it's just something to consider.
That's right. And so Andy is going to put up on the screen the Venmo QR code for you to click on this video and donate to the Samaritan House here in Rodgers, Arkansas. Or if you'd rather learn more about them online, they do have a way that you can donate directly through their website. If you feel better about doing that, you can. Their website is samcc.org. And again, that is for the Samaritan Community Center in Rodgers, Arkansas. Thank you so much for being willing to just listen to our charity highlight. And thank you for giving, whether it's to the Samaritan shop or to someone else. We just want to follow the footsteps of the band and do well. So peace, love, and Dave Matthews. Thank you, Mary.
Thank you.